The verdict of Plessy versus Ferguson was that blacks and whites were to remain separate in public schools, water fountains, libraries, etc., but that they would also were to be equal facilities. They clearly were not equal facilities between the blacks and whites. The blacks had poorer schools than the whites and sometimes had to walk longer to get to the black school, when there was a white school right down the street. This is the case for Linda Brown. In Topeka, Kansas, the segregated schools were illegal. Linda had to walk long hours to get to the black school when there was a white school just 7 blocks away. Oliver Brown, Linda Brown's dad, became frustrated with the situation and tried it in court on June 25th and 26, 1951.
The Brown family claimed that the segregation laws were violating their own and their children's rights as American citizens under the Constitution and the 14th Amendment. For 4 straight years, Brown lost his case, but continued to persevere until justice was found. Along this 4-year journey, Brown modified his case to suit higher courts. Brown v. Board of Education finally reached the U.S. Supreme Court in 1954. Thurgood Marshall, the plaintiff's attorney, agreed with the Brown family in saying the segregation laws were in violation of the 14th Amendment, and later went on to say that the only way for the country to uphold segregation laws was to find that for some reason Negroes are inferior to all other human beings. As a result, the Supreme Court outlawed the separate but equal decision ruled in the Plessy v. Ferguson case, which stated that in the field of public education, the doctrine of separate but equal has no place. It was then that the school integration became required of all schools.
In our estimation, Madison's remedy worked perfectly in the Brown v. Board of Education case. This was because, even though at a state level, Kansas not only allowed segregation, but deeply supported it, along with many other southern states. However, at a national level, the blacks were not oppressed. It showed how, at a national stage, blacks gained their rights. The voice of the nation as a whole outnumbered the white supremacists of the South. All the factions of the U.S. balanced each other out, and no group would be oppressed. The key tactic that changed American ideas about freedom, liberty, and justice was getting the nation involved, to show that many blacks suffered and that this was not an isolated case. This showed that one region's culture or ways can be wrong. Not only this, but no group can pursue any immoral activity, and these actions will be put to an end by the Supreme Court. For we are all equal and deserve our rights as citizens of the United States of America.